So this is one of the bodies we created for the X-Files film. This is the Monica torso, and we built two bodies specifically. This one was used for when the body is the head rejects the body. So we had to make it so that it could interact with Callum Keith Rennie and be pulled along the ground and basically react to whatever agitating, whatever manipulation Callum was doing to it. So we sort of went beyond what we would normally do for a body, and we have a whole skeleton on the inside of this thing that allows it to pose and articulate. The skin has a deadened flesh effect, so that when we grab the flesh, it kind of has a slow return to it, very much how a real body would react if the tissue were dead. Made of silicone. This is the same type of silicone you find in breast implants. It's a highly plasticized, so it has that kind of deadened tissue feel to it. The whole thing is airbrushed. You can see some nice details that we airbrushed into here, all the veins, all the modeling in the skin. And so again, this is another version of the Monica body. This one is built specifically with the intention of keeping it on this gurney. So what we have here is we have a hole in the gurney right there, and with that hole, the actor Chris is able to sit comfortably on the inside of the gurney, pop his head out, and once his head is outside, then we can take out this little insert piece of prosciutto ham. This wraps around his neck, very similar to this. And then from there, we can blend it right into Chris and give the illusion that it's a man's head attached to a female body. Because the interaction with this body wasn't as severe as the earlier body that I showed you, the articulated body, Chris wanted this to remain stable on the table, not much movement with the exception of a device here that I incorporated. So with that going on, and the actual real actor moving his head around, it gives the illusion that the body is still alive. And of course, the quicker that we breathe into the tube, the more we can show a hyperventilating happening in the chest. It's a lot of fun to build that body. So over here we have an array of body parts that were used for the frozen ponds shot in the FBI lab. And these are various body parts that were suspended on the inside of the ice chunk. This is the dry version of it. Of course, when it's on set, we would wet it up with some fresh blood. But basically, we have the bone, we have the fat layer, we have the meat layer, muscle, sinew, same on this side. That's all done as a fabrication process. And then once that's all done, then we go in there and we punch all the details of the hair. Each one of these hairs is inserted one by one into the silicone, and the result is quite nice. This is a more detailed body arm for that represents the Russian attacker's arm after it gets severed off, and again it has that nice movement to it. Not only do we have arms and legs in the frozen chunk of ice, but we also had these torso pieces as well too, and they have again all the details are there. Chris wanted subtle details like little bits of leaves and dirt and all kinds of crap on the inside of these. There's at least one more good pot of soup if you were to boil this left in it. Here's a body that's again showing the hair work that we incorporate into it. This is the head of Marco, who played a character called Christian. And basically what happens to Christian in this film is we had to create this swatch of Marco's head in order to perform brain surgery on. And it's already clamped open, so we have a clamp device on that to already expose the brain that's on the inside. So we've seen Monica's body, and of course the body would have had a head at one time, so we made this head here. And again, this is silicone, weighs about as much as a human head, and all the hair is real. We keep it real because of the styling it has to go through, whether it's with heat or curling irons, or we just don't want to singe the hair. each of the lashes is inserted one by one. Same with the brows, the teeth. This is Xantha. She's quite a wonderful actress located here in Vancouver. And of course, a little crazy prosciutto thing happening again. And that was found in this container, actually. The FBI, it gets delivered to them, and then they open it up and they discover that it's one of their agents' heads. This is the Okie Dokie prosthetic. This is Dokie. This represents the massive Okie, Paul Jasper's dog. And basically it was a harness system that we had developed that comfortably attached to the actual real dog. And attached to that harness was the synthetic dog head. And over top of this, kind of to homogenize and blend it all together, there was a what I call the J-Lo sweater. And it was just a fur collar and then brushed in and looks very convincing. This had, it's a little worse for wear right now, but it had posability to the jaw and the eyes as well. This is a cadaver that we built, and basically what you're seeing here is not the way it was first presented on set. The whole chest was covered up. There was no indication of any kind of an incision, and then the scalpel cuts it and then starts revealing all the different layers that lie within it. You have the fat layer, the muscle layer, the rib cage is cut, rib cage opens up and then reveals all the organs on the inside. We got our lungs, we got our heart, we got our liver, we got the guts. But here is a couple different versions of the liver. We discovered that this wasn't accurate. We thought it was accurate because it was healthy looking, but it turns out this is more accurate. So we don't normally just do one version. We just keep doing it and doing it until it feels right. But these are both synthetic livers, again made out of silicone. Yeah, honey, I'll be there in 2 hours. Okay, bye. So this is all packed inside of here, and then they start to close it up again, much more like a surgery though, as opposed to the way I'm doing it right now, and stitch up. And again, we have the hair. We got the punched hair on the brow. We got the stubble in this case, all individually punched and then shaved off. The eyes and the legs, which makes for a very realistic looking cadaver.
God, what have you done? You look so good, what have you done?